We want to bring in Corey Lewandowski right now, former Trump campaign manager, to take a look at this, what's happening right now in Paris. Corey, are you surprised?
You know, I'm not surprised, unfortunately, and what we know is that people want to do harm to a lot of people. I want to commend the police for their swift action in killing this terrorist. I think it's very important that we deal with terrorism in a very serious way. But let me say this. This is all the more reason why 8 U.S. Code 1182, which is the U.S. Code which allows the president to preclude people from coming into the country who want to commit harm to us, has to be fully in effect. And 2 federal judges who are legislating from the bench continue to prevent the United States from making sure that their own interests are at stake here. What I don't understand is, look, we see a terrorist attack in Paris today. You know, what we want to make sure and what the president wants to make sure is that people coming from Yemen and Libya and Somalia have proper background checks before they come to our country and potentially do us harm. Nothing is more important to the president than keeping our people safe. And these 2 federal judges who put a stay on his executive order, you know, I think it's a shame what they've done, and we cannot allow terrorism to come to our shores.
Well, piggybacking on that, the Trump administration refused to back down, as you said, on that extreme vetting, and they're now formally appealing in the 4th Circuit the temporary stay on the travel ban, the new executive order that you just referenced. What is it about the president's desire to make sure we know who's coming into this country, especially in light of an attack like this, radical Islamists? What is it about the opposition, the resistance, that refuses to allow him to have the tools he needs to protect our country?
It's quite amazing to me when you think about it. You know, what the argument is from the left is that people who aren't U.S. citizens have the same privileges under the Constitution as people who are U.S. citizens, and that just isn't the case. What we know is this is the greatest country in the world. It is the highest privilege in the world to become a citizen of this great country. And we want to make sure, and the president wants to make sure, that the people who are coming here are doing so for the right reasons, and they're going to become productive members of society. And the new executive order which he issued, the second one, was phased in over, you know, a 10-day period. It didn't impact anybody who was currently traveling. It also gives broad authority to both the Secretary of Homeland Security and the Secretary of State to grant waivers to individuals coming in if they want to be granted those opportunities. But look, the bottom line is, if we don't know who is coming into our country and we can stop one terrorist from coming in through an extreme vetting process, then that is the job of this administration, to protect all the people of this great country.